Good evening, and thank you for being up here with us tonight. My name is Claire DeBrier, and I'm the Executive Vice President and Chief Operating Officer of the Ratkovich Company. We want to thank you all for coming tonight because your presence here is incredibly important, and we would like to share with you tonight our plan for redeveloping the Ports of Call site. We believe that this plan will initiate an historic change on the San Pedro Waterfront and bring new urban vibrancy and economic growth to both San Pedro and to Wilmington, but also to the rest of Southern California as well. Tonight, our councilman for the 15th District, Joe Buscaino, is joining us. He and his team have been tirelessly fighting for this project to come to life. And without their help and dedication, none of us would be sitting on this stage tonight. Councilman, thank you so much, and please join me on stage.
Thank you, Claire. It's great to see each and every one of you here tonight. We are anticipating the reveal of what's to come at Ports of Call, and we strongly feel that the future of Ports of Call will be laid out in front of you today. This new development will become the defining jewel of the Los Angeles Waterfront and will connect our growing assets to create one of the best destinations of this region. And this new property, which you'll hear soon, will reflect our culture, our history, charm, flavor, and spirit of generations of people who have called this town home. This project will be a unique destination for everyone who is connected to food, culture, and the ocean. And for us in this room, in this theater tonight, many of you have been born and raised in San Pedro. Today's announcement, today's plans, are long overdue. Our community has been talking about the redevelopment of Ports of Call my entire life. So we are excited about this development team, thankful to Mr. Ratkovich, Jerico Development for enduring 3 long years of negotiations, which is truly unprecedented. You know, some of the challenges in these negotiations, a lot had to do with the change of administration, the mayor's office, 3 new general managers, new commission, and this development team, who will be investing over $100 million, could have easily walked away and could have easily given up on our hometown. And that's not the case. We are so excited about seeing what's to come and what this plan will entail for the future of what we know as Ports of Call. But let me say this may be the last time we'll be referring to it as Ports of Call. It will be referred to as the San Pedro Public Market. And I love the fact that San Pedro is included in this development because San Pedro is on the map. San Pedro is moving forward. As we saw last week, 4,500 people visited our newest brewery in the city, the newest and cleanest brewery in the city. These were people from all over the region who came to our hometown, who spent their dollars, and yes, they were turned away because of the crowds. And you know where they went? They came to downtown San Pedro. Just ask James Brown, just ask Ali Koff, and these are our restaurateurs who were thankful of the brewery coming in. But just imagine what we can do. Just imagine once this project is built out, of the investments that will continue to come into our town, into our city. The investments of tech hubs, blue tech, green tech hubs, retail, dining, entertainment opportunities, housing opportunities. I want to thank this team for bringing the community together. You will all have an opportunity to chime in. Let me say this. No longer are we skeptical of this project. I know we posted on Facebook, and people continue to say today, I'll see it when I believe it. But just know that it's here. And gone are the days of talking about it. Gone are the days of thinking about it. It's happening. We will have a new development at Ports of Call, and I'm happy to be joined. Yes, we're all fired up over it. I'm happy to be joined by my family, my wife and kids, and my mom and dad, whom, as you heard me say publicly, whether I'm at a birthday party, a wedding, a funeral, a baptism, family gatherings, Sunday dinners, one question that always comes up: what's taking so long to redevelop Ports of Call? It's happening. Thank you so much for believing in this town, to our development team, and we're so excited to hear what the future has in store for us. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Councilman. We also would like to acknowledge some of the other public officials that are here tonight. We have Erica Velasquez from Senator Hall's office, Laura Mendy from Congressman Hahn's office, Rebecca Kim from Don Knabe's office, and David Reich from Mayor Eric Garcetti's office. We'd also like to welcome two of our port commissioners, Commissioner Perosi and Commissioner Arian. We also have our executive director or general manager from the port, Jean Seroka, and the deputy director, Don Liu. So thank you all so much for being here and for all the support you've given us to get here tonight. The development team that has been formed for the redevelopment of the San Pedro Public Market property consists of the Ratkovich Company and Jerico Development. The Ratkovich Company is a Los Angeles-based real estate development company, and we're represented here tonight by Wayne Ratkovich, our founder and the president of the company, by Brian Sanger, Peter Hudnut, and Brian Falls. And Jerico is a real estate investment and development company located here in San Pedro, represented here tonight by Eric and Alec Johnson. I did it again. Eric and Alan Johnson. You think I hadn't spent the last 3 years with these guys. Jack Peterson and Ziamara Ayala. These two companies have been associated for 3 years. We share common aspirations, values, and a culture. We brought on TFO Architecture and Tim J. Delaney Design, headed by architects Bill Taylor and both former Imagineers, which I love, and Tim Delaney, and their associate Matthew Flynn. Having worked together on these numerous projects both at Disney and beyond, the duo worked with us to create this vibrant vision for an urban waterfront that we're going to be presenting to you tonight. The Ratkovich Company is a development company that specializes in bringing new life to existing properties. Its mission statement is to profitably produce developments that improve the quality of urban life. In its 39-year history, the company has developed many properties, the vast majority of which are in the city of Los Angeles. In addition to this Ports of Call project, our company has 4 active developments under its ownership and management. 3 of those 4 are in the city of Los Angeles. The Block, which is a 1.8 million square foot project smack in the center of downtown Los Angeles, consists of a newly renovated 496-room Sheraton Hotel, which is about to be named Sheraton Grand Hotel, a Macy's-anchored retail center of about 430,000 square feet, and the Macy's has just been upgraded to a flagship Macy's, and a 720,000 square foot office building with a 2,000 car parking structure. The company's other developments include 5900 Wilshire, which is a 500,000 square foot, 33-story office building located across the street from the LA County Museum of Art, and the Hercules Campus, 11 historic buildings in Playa Vista that were part of the original Hughes Aircraft Company headquarters. The 525,000 square foot, 28-acre development is home to Google, YouTube, and the advertising firm is 72 and Sunny. The only project the company is developing outside the city of Los Angeles is the Alhambra, which is a 42-acre, million-square-foot office and retail project in the city of Alhambra. That development is literally walking distance to the city of Los Angeles border. I say this because some people have referred to us as the out-of-town expert, while the Jerico partner is the hometown team. If we are seen as out-of-town experts, we're not very far out of town. On a personal note, I spent a big portion of my growing up years at my grandmother's house on 36th and Almeria, going to Mass at Mary Star of the Sea, and following generally by an outing to Ports of Call with the greatest soft serve ice cream, which I think, Joe, you referenced as well. And when Wayne's parents moved here from Arizona, their first home was in Wilmington, close to relatives and to the Croatian community here in San Pedro. So we might not be locals, but we're certainly not very far out of town, and we have very close ties to this community as well. The revitalization of the San Pedro Waterfront and bringing new vibrancy to San Pedro and Wilmington is perfectly consistent with the mission of our company and perfectly consistent with our passion for being a stimulant to the renaissance of urban communities. The Jerico Development Company requires a much shorter introduction because Jerico and the Johnson family are so well known in San Pedro. Eric and Alan Johnson and their related enterprises have been headquartered in San Pedro since 1984. They are significant property owners both in San Pedro and across the U.S. with 1.2 million square feet under ownership and 380 residential units either built or under construction. More importantly, though, they're well known for their family foundation. They have been big supporters for the Iowa, for Alta Sea, and for the Grand Vision Foundation, which is thankfully hosting us this evening. So thank you, Liz, wherever you are. Really appreciate it. The Johnsons' lifelong association with San Pedro breeds in them a passion for restoring and bringing new life to the waterfront, and a passion that our company proudly shares with equal commitment. Under the name the Los Angeles Waterfront Alliance, we, Jerico and Ratkovich, responded to a request for qualifications from the port in 2012. We were selected as the developer for the site in early 2013. We prepared an urban design master plan for the entire 30-acre site, which we presented to this community in this very room, showing the long-term development of the site with its entitled 300,000 square feet of commercial development. The first phase of that project was about 150,000 square feet. This planning effort was followed by the port's efforts to design and budget the Sampson Way and Harbor Boulevard realignments, the promenade, the continuous waterfront promenade, and the town square development. Given the limitations associated with the port's 50-year ground lease term, we focused our efforts on the design of the first phase of the project, exploring what we could do while facing that 50-year term limitation. We received assurances from the state, the city, and the port that they would work with us to find an ability to extend that lease term. With those assurances, we moved forward with conceiving the first 150,000 square foot phase of the project in a manner that we believed can be successfully developed and financed. It is this transcendent plan that we present to you this evening. With that, I turn it over to Wayne Ratkovich.
Good evening, everyone. It's my pleasure to present to you our plan for the exciting future of the Ports of Call site. I also extend my thanks to you for spending an evening with us tonight. If just for a moment we think of San Pedro as a city unto itself, we are here tonight to chart a course that I believe we will all see as an important turning point in San Pedro's history. We believe we are on the right track, and we hope you leave here tonight agreeing with us. If we, the residents and businesses of San Pedro and our development team, are united in our aspirations, this will be a turning point that begins the transformation of San Pedro into a vibrant seaside community. Before sharing the plan with you, I want to share with you 6 principles that we created that have guided the preparation of the plan. These are the 6. Number 1, the site is publicly owned. We lease it, we do not own it. The site is publicly owned and therefore must be very public in its use, open to all, residents and visitors alike. Number 2, the redevelopment of the site should serve to improve the quality of life in San Pedro, Wilmington, and beyond. Number 3, the development should have high aspirations, seeking to become a landmark of lasting stature in Southern California. Number 4, the development should attract entrepreneurial tenants with special offerings that collectively create a unique experience in Southern California. A special emphasis to be placed on those foods and products that relate to an oceanfront location. Number 5, the development should connect to downtown San Pedro and serve as a stimulant for the revitalization of downtown. And finally, number 6, the development should begin to connect the various attractions and activities along the San Pedro waterfront. I also want to show and share with you what we call precedent images of waterfront developments that we believe are models of success. Most of the sites have been personally toured and are known by members of our development team. We start with the Ferry Building in San Francisco, the Pike Place Market in Seattle, and the Baltimore Inner Harbor. These are all projects worthy of emulation. We also spent some time looking at the character and imagery that we seek in the new development. We want to find authenticity, an industrial look that reflects what we have, which is a wonderful working port. And we don't want to forget that we are in San Pedro. So we looked at San Pedro and images of San Pedro to make sure that whatever we do fits comfortably into the history, the culture, and the environment of San Pedro. We propose to open a new chapter in the history of the Ports of Call site with a new name, a name that proudly displays San Pedro and clearly conveys the public nature of the development. We propose that the first phase of the development of the site carry a new name, and that name, as you've heard tonight, shall be the San Pedro Public Market. Just as an aside, I live very close to downtown Los Angeles and therefore drive the streets of downtown and the freeways a lot. You cannot avoid finding a sign that says San Pedro. It is everywhere. It doesn't say the harbor, it doesn't say the harbor freeway, it says San Pedro. And we want to give everybody a good reason to come down here more often. The San Pedro Public Market will occupy one of the very few places in Los Angeles where the city touches the Pacific Ocean. And the only place where you can witness the enormous scale of international commerce while you dine, share a cold one, or shop for the one-of-kind treasures that are available in the market. The San Pedro Public Market celebrates life in the city. It is a place where the special talents and interests of some citizens, artists, retail entrepreneurs, connoisseurs of food and wine and beverage, exchange their offerings with their fellow citizens and visitors to their city. There is an authenticity and simplicity to the San Pedro Public Market that makes one comfortable and makes one feel that she is visiting a very real place. And next to the market is Discovery Sea Park, where families can enjoy entertaining rides and learning adventures. Come with me on a visual tour of the San Pedro Public Market. First, we welcome you to the San Pedro Public Market. This is what you will see when you arrive at the main entrance to the market. And this is what Thank you. And this is what you and I will see from a cruise down the harbor. And it's also what our sailor friends from China will see when they arrive at the Port of Los Angeles. Note the Ferris wheel in the background as part of Discovery Sea Park. And yes, the red car returns to transport visitors along the waterfront. The length of this development is over 3,000 feet, so we need a connector, and it's a fun way to do it. The next slide is a view of the San Pedro Public Market from a drone flying over the harbor, what it might look like if you were up in the air. And the next slide is a plan that shows the full stretch of the proposed development along the waterfront from the ferry building to the SP slip. It is, as I said, over 3,000 feet long along the waterfront, and the red car connects it all. We are calling the northerly portion of the market the City Park section because it's our connection to 6th and 7th Streets, to the downtown harbor cut, and to the proposed town square. Waterfronting restaurants and coffee shops line this section. The next section is the marketplace section, and this is the heart of the San Pedro Public Market. It will be the waterfront's vibrant, thriving centerpiece. Discovery Sea Park is the southern portion of the plan. It's the family fun addition to the market, a place for children and families to enjoy, to experience, and to learn. Here's an image of that first section, the City Park section, of what we think it might look like with the restaurants connecting to downtown. And there's another image of the marketplace where that piece, what that will look like. And inside the marketplace will be a magnificent market hall, a food hall, if you will, that ranks among the best in the country. And finally, is an image of Discovery Sea Park, yet to be designed in great detail, but we've got the image, we've got the idea, we want to make it happen. And we see the San Pedro Public Market as the perfect setting for year-round events, for farmers markets, for public celebrations of all kinds, and you have plenty of them down here. One more reminder of the red car. The red car, if all goes well tonight, will travel the San Pedro Public Market. And here we go. And finally, for my section, we end with the red car returning from its loop down to Discovery Sea Park. So thank you for your attention. I now turn the microphone over to Alan Johnson of Jerico to talk to you about the connections along the waterfront. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Wayne. Welcome, everyone, and wow, what a turnout tonight. Thank you for coming. This is a very exciting evening. It seems appropriate that I be the one to cover our plans for connections between the San Pedro Public Market, the downtown, and the rest of the San Pedro waterfront. One of the goals of the project is to strengthen the pedestrian connections by giving people who live and work in downtown a reason to take that short walk down to the water, and visitors to the San Pedro Public Market a reason to hop on that trolley to come up into downtown. The development team firmly believes that this synergy is really important to the success of the project. To help achieve this, we are locating one of the key buildings, shown here on the plans, close to the downtown harbor and new town square. It will house a collection of businesses that will open early and stay open late. Think of a coffee house, a bakery, a fast casual restaurant serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner, a place to get a beer or wine after work, and a late night dessert. Other important amenities will include Wi-Fi, lots of comfortable seating, ample outdoor patio space, all with a great view of the water. Another of our goals for this project is to foster greater connectivity throughout San Pedro's waterfront. Key to this is the development of a robust rubber-tired trolley system, shown on this slide. And this will allow visitors to park once and see everything from the Cabrillo Marine Aquarium, Cabrillo Beach and the bathhouse, the marinas, the outer harbor, SS Lane Victory, Alta Sea, Crafted, Brewery West, downtown, the Maritime Museum, USS Iowa, Fanfare Fountain, the cruise ship, and Catalina terminals, to name just a few. We will be working closely with the Port of Los Angeles and the Historic Business Improvement District, the PBID, to double the number of trolleys and to develop a public transit system that will reliably and conveniently connect San Pedro Public Market, downtown, and all the waterfront attractions. Getting the parking right is critical to a successful project and currently presents a challenge. In addition to what we will build at the San Pedro Public Market, there are substantial parking resources spread around the waterfront that are highlighted on this slide. Improved signage, traffic control will direct these visitors to remote lots when needed, and all these lots will be served by that expanded rubber tire trolley system. There are other initiatives that will help strengthen these connections. A bike share program that will run throughout the waterfront and downtown is currently in the works with the Port of Los Angeles and Metro. It has been a long-held belief in the business community that San Pedro does not get its fair share of LA's booming tourism business. And clearly, it isn't due to a lack of great places to visit. Rather, what we have to offer is spread out and not well connected physically or by branding and marketing. A coordinated marketing and branding effort, along with improved direct and transit connections, will make San Pedro more attractive to local and visitors alike. Many new jobs and business opportunities will follow when we achieve our goal of building a world-class waterfront that is a year-round, multi-day destination for Greater Los Angeles, the nation, and the world. Thank you, and I'm turning the microphone over to my brother, Eric.
Thank you, Alan, and my thanks to the audience as well. Quite a turnout, and we certainly appreciate your attendance and support. I suspect that most everyone in the audience wants to know, when will the project be completed? I sure know Joe Buscaino wants to know. He's made that very clear. And the following slides will address that issue. The timing of our development is being dictated by the port's infrastructure construction schedule. This work is necessary in order for the port to deliver us a site ready for redevelopment. We will work in parallel and close coordination with the port so they and we can complete this project as soon as possible. The first phase of port infrastructure work will be the Sampson Way realignment, as Claire mentioned. It's been designed, it's currently out to bid, and expected to be completed by early 2018. The next phase of work will be the construction of the town square and the initial phase of promenade development on our site. We expect this to be completed in late 2018. This slide shows the first phase of new developer construction. Our improvements are being constructed in two phases, so the current tenants who will remain in the project will be able to stay open throughout construction. We expect to complete this first phase by mid-2019. The next phase of port work will be the remaining promenade on the site, and this is expected to be completed by mid-2019 as well. We will then construct the remaining improvements envisioned in our plan and hope to have this finished by or before mid-2020. You can see from what we have presented that and the scope and scale of 150,000 square feet of new improvements is indeed a large scale for retail, dining, and entertainment development. Remember, the original ports of call reached 200,000 square feet total at its peak and took over 20 years to develop. The current entitlements described in the 2009 EIR provided, as Claire mentioned, for a maximum of 300,000 square feet of commercial improvements. The market potential for the site has been the subject of a number of recent professional studies, and none of them have recommended a first phase of more than 150,000 square feet. At the end of the day, pre-leasing interest from commercial restaurant and retail tenants and the appetite of the debt and equity capital markets will determine the scope and scale of our initial phase of development. Our proposed development phase 1 will consist of approximately 150,000 square feet and is spread over 16 acres of new site improvements, including park space and outdoor attractions. Our proposed first phase of development will require that we raise in excess of $100 million to design, permit, construct, and lease up phase 1. We are fortunate to have existing successful tenants who we are counting on to be the backbone of our pre-leasing activity. We will also bring a curated mix of new tenants, which will include national brand names, as well as best-in-class independent operators. If our pre-leasing velocity indicates that we can lease more than 150,000 square feet in the first phase, believe me, we'll revise our plans to accommodate this market demand. We have developed our current plan as a first phase such that the full EIR build-out could be accommodated in the future. The next slide will show how that could be accomplished. First, we would relocate the Discovery Sea Park attractions adjacent to the SP Slip waterfront. This would open up the necessary area to construct an additional 150,000 square feet of new improvements along the main channel. This expansion would also require the construction of structured parking adjacent to the bluffs at the western edge of the site, as contemplated in the EIR. We hope that the redevelopment concept we have presented will be successful enough to support a phase 2 of additional development. That said, what we are proposing represents, in our opinion, a very exciting destination and a major enhancement of the San Pedro waterfront. We hope that you feel the same way and will support us going forward with our plan. The project we've proposed is by no means timid. It is in fact very ambitious, and we believe that is what's required for us to be successful. We need to create a critical mass of activity on the waterfront at the San Pedro Public Market and connect it with the local community and other San Pedro waterfront attractions. I will now turn things back to Wayne to conclude the formal portion of our presentation.
Well done. Thank you, Eric. Waterfront developments have had transformative power in cities around the country and around the world. The best waterfronts succeed by creating connections with the local community and showcasing the authentic spirit of the place where they are located. They identify and celebrate the cities in which they are located. Our goals are to bring families to the waterfront over and over again, to put San Pedro on the tourist map, and to bring economic vitality to the entire San Pedro community. We know that the San Pedro community has been waiting for many years for the right project. The ambitious project that we unveil tonight needs the enthusiastic support of the San Pedro community. Without it, it will not become real. We hope we have, and we hope we have earned that support. One last note. There are about 50 employees in our company. And the question most often asked of me is, Wayne, when are we going to do a simple project? And my answer is always the same. We just don't do simple projects. We do projects that are consistent with our mission to improve the quality of urban life, and those tend to be complicated. The San Pedro Public Market is complicated by a lot of things that I won't go into great detail on, but they include things like a 50-year limit on the term. They include the current image of the Ports of Call site. That doesn't help us very much. Leasehold interest in the property versus a fee interest. There are lots of challenges. We are prepared to deal with those challenges, and we think we can make our way through it. We are aligned at the moment. We've got the right mayor, we've got the right councilman, we've got the right executive director at the port, we've got the right harbor commission. So we can overcome those challenges, but we need you to be on our side and to support us. You can prod us all you want, that's okay, but cheer us on too, because we need to be able to bring people down here to be tenants in the property and to be financiers for the property. And they need to know that there's a positive future that lies ahead for the San Pedro Public Market site. So we need your help, and I mean that sincerely. Thank you very much.
Alan, Wayne, and Eric, it is a privilege to be your partner on this. All of your 50 employees and all of your employees are thrilled to be part of this as well. So this concludes our presentation.